Alright, this is just a test to see if you guys would actually like this. I got an idea from actually, basically just reading a couple of stories and watching a new anime that came out. But this is what if Goku was sent to the Kaiju verse or the Monster verse with Godzilla and all the others. Now, Goku will be sent earlier than like which we think I'm sending him in, and he will be different to say the least. Like no other basically character from the Dragon Ball universe will be here. Goku will be the only one. He will have all the transformations except for the God transformations. Like he will not have those since he cannot access God Ki, since he cannot be trained to access it. So he can only access Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, I don't really know, but he can also access the Great Ape. So Goku, basically, in the Dragon Ball world, he was all alone. Only person who he had was his mentor. And his mentor, basically, Gohan, taught him everything he knew. The Kamehameha wave that he learned from Roshi. How to do basic Ki blast. How to fly, he learned that from him too. Because he wasn't as stubborn as Roshi to never learn how to fly. He learned that too. And he learned a couple other things, like some more advanced martial arts that he could train him with. But after he basically died, instead of Goku basically meeting Bulma and going with her, he's actually sent to another world. Now he's sent to an island where it's inhabited by dinosaurs and all these other creatures. Now this is not Skull Island with King Kong. This is somewhere else that's just like King Kong's place. Don't know what to call it. So Goku will be here, and he sees all these strange creatures, all fighting for dominance over this one island. Then the creature attacks him, and Goku knows that he cannot befriend it, so he attacks back. It was a long fight for him, lasting 4 days in total, but he finally killed the animal. But in turn, he gained a lot of scars. And Goku would continue to do this for years upon years. During this time, Goku would actually find something different about him when he's growing up. Every time he gets damaged or hurt, he gets stronger, so he fights more, loving the thrill of a battle. And he also learned this transformation he can do. He can go Super Saiyan 2, and when he pushes himself to his farthest limits, Super Saiyan 3. Now, he does not really know about about Great Ape yet, because he just blanks out every time he looks at the moon. He don't know what happens. Just blanks out, and next morning he just wakes up. But over the years, he would pack on muscles, getting stronger and stronger. Dang, everybody open doors now around. So, with Goku doing this, he would basically, become the king of this island, sort of. And Goku's wondering every time, why does he wake up in a different place and there's destruction all around him? So he just looks at the moon and he tries to focus on his being, focus on himself, stand in control, remembering what's happening. And he slowly but surely starts to understand what's happening. He sees himself turn into this giant ape. He controls it the best he can, but he still rampages. So he tries his best, controlling it even more the day after, and the day after that, until he finally gets perfect control. And after that perfect control came, then he started mourning for more battle. Something more stronger, a being that can match his power. He started mourning to be back with family, his grandpa, as he called him. He started mourning for it, wishing for it. pleading for it until finally he achieved Super Saiyan 4. Now he's already an adult, so basically he don't have to grow up like he do when he's a kid form, like you see right here. Transform from kid to Super Saiyan 4. So basically it don't look like that. It just, he don't grow physically, but his body just gets fur and his hair gets longer and stuff like that, and his eyes change. So, oh yeah, and I also had this theory. So Broly never went Super Saiyan 4, but his Ozaru Rage form, I can just see it as Super Saiyan 4 or just false Super Saiyan 4, if that makes sense to you. But if it don't really care. So this is what happens to Goku on this island. And now after a couple of years, I want to say like 100 or so, humans finally come to this island like they did King Kong's island. Now, what am I going to name this island? I really have no idea, because Kong's called Skull Island, and I don't know what to call this one. The Island of the Forgotten. I'm just going to say that. The Island of the Forgotten. Now, there was already humans here, but just like tribes of humans that worship like they do King Kong to basically Goku. So there are shrines built for him, but they don't know where he is really located, because it is like a semi-large island. So when humans get here, regular humans, from what era? I'm gonna say 2000, something like that, around where Godzilla came around or woken up. Not like 19. I'm talking about like legendary Godzilla, because this is the MonsterVerse. This is legendary from King Kong, not King Kong. Yeah, from King Kong Skull Island, Godzilla 2014, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Godzilla versus King Kong. So this is that Godzilla when he's coming around. Getting ready to wake up because of Mutos. But this is not happening yet. That is coming soon. So they arrive at this island and they see, basically these people. The people try to talk to them. It's hard to understand them, but they would just lead them towards their palace, whatever, where they stay at, their village. Now, instead of like King Kong, where they tried to offer someone like they did in the later ones, I don't know which ones that tried to offer that person, because I can't remember. Oh yeah, King Kong Skull Island. I believe they came in on helicopters trying to test Hollow Earth's theory by dropping probes, something like that, into the Earth to see if it's hollow or stuff like that. What else? They crashed the helicopters because of the monsters like the skull crawlers, the giant spiders, the kraken or the giant squid, whatever, that King Kong fought and ate, the giant bison, and all that other things that was on the island. They crashed because they fought King Kong and basically stuff like that. That's how they got to the island. But this is not different, because Goku is like a protector for them, like Kong was, but he isn't like all bloodthirsty, go out to basically kill all the monsters. He just wants a good fight. So they do like call Goku their protector. So as the time goes on, they're standing on this island. They learn the languages, learn what some of the drawings mean, like their language, drawings, things like that, the folklore, and the god that they basically worship. Now, Goku is not really a god per se. Like, he isn't physically a god. Like in like Dragon Ball universe, he isn't like a god like that, but he is kind of immortal, if you can say it like that. He gonna die from old age, is what I'm trying to say. Because Goku is over 100 years old right now. So he is pretty young. And in God years, he's younger than most of the kaiju, except for King Kong. Wait, yeah, except for King Kong and Mothra. He's younger than those others because Mothra. Well, no, he is younger than. Yeah, because Mothra is older than him because she was still in her egg form and she was still developing. So she was technically older than him. Yeah, Mothra is older than him and King Kong is younger than him. So, wait, is King Kong younger? I think he's older. I can't remember how old King Kong is. I know the oldest one out of all the kaiju is Godzilla. Yeah, because he's the oldest. He was the first. I forgot who the second, third, and all that come. But I know it's Godzilla. He's the oldest, technically. I think Ghidorah is the second oldest. I'm not talking about like appearance and not like that. I'm just talking about the time that they were alive. Like, I think Godzilla was like the first. Because he is a king of the monsters for a reason. He was the first. And not just on his power. It was his own realm where all of the rest of Godzilla's came from and stuff like that. But I don't know. Just gonna skip that. They get to this island, stuff like that. Stay there for a while. Now this is when all the Godzilla stuff like that going on. Godzilla fighting all the monsters, fighting the Mutos and stuff like that. And Goku would basically sense this power. And with him sensing his power, he would actually come out of his resting place where he sleeps and stuff like that. He'd come out, walk around this island till he eventually gets to this village. Now, walking up to this village, he would see humans in strange clothing. He never seen humans like this, in these clothing, because his grandpa never really wore regular clothing like people would in our era or something like that. His grandpa mostly wore martial arts gi, clothing like that. So he never really saw it before. And the tribesmen, they'll wear more animalized clothes that they get from the hide of animals and stuff like that. So Goku will walk up to them, speaking in Japanese, cause you gotta remember. Well, I think Dragon Ball is centered around Japanese culture, fighting stuff like that. I think it's Japanese, but I could be wrong. Like it could be Chinese, something like that. I don't really know. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone that knows. So let's go. He would just walk up, speaking Japanese, English, whatever. Just gonna say he's speaking the language. Just gonna say he speak English. He walks up speaking English. Who are you and what are you doing here? How did you get on my island? They turn back to see this man. This man that they look like, it's in his 20s. Because you gotta remember, Saiyans do not look old enough. They don't age like regular humans. Like, I think they said when they get past 80, they start aging rapidly. But Goku, since he is semi-immortal, meaning he won't die from old age, but he can still die from wounds inflicted. They see this man with a lot of scars, without a shirt, with just some pants, with a fur coat, hanging off from it. They wondering who this is. All the people in the village that are natives, they bow down, praising Son Goku. So they say that they're from United States of America. They're basically United States. What is it called again? What's that private company? I cannot remember. I'm sorry. They say they're from there. So Goku says, "Okay, but what are you doing here?" They just said they wanted to research this island. It's one of maybe a couple islands that actually had dinosaurs, creatures like that. And they believe that it's subjected to a theory that they call the Hollow Earth theory. Goku says, okay. But since you are here, I will have to ask you a question. Who is this other being that I'm sensing his power? It's very great. That's who? What are you talking about? He says, it seems to be somewhere near. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's San Francisco. Or somewhere around there. Dang, I don't know. It's been a while since I watched Godzilla. Oh yeah, there is a new anime out about Godzilla singular. Godzilla. It barely shows Godzilla, but it's okay in my book. In my book, it looks okay, pretty okay. Like, it don't really show Godzilla that much, but it shows like other people like Rodan, but and stuff like one Rodan. It's just multiple of them, and I won't spoil anything other than that. Go watch it yourself, and then you can basically judge it on your own part. If you don't like it, that's okay with me. You prefer what you don't like. In my book, it was okay. A solid 5. So let's continue going on. They would then basically get a text from America saying that Godzilla, or Gojira, as they labeled him, is basically going around San Francisco. He is currently fighting these two things that they labeled Mutos. They said that they couldn't basically call them before because the Mutos have the basically electrical pulse that they're that they're pushing off themselves that is causing basically a blackout. Now, just keep in mind, the only ones that are awake right now of all the kaiju are Godzilla, King Kong, and the Mutos. Now, this is not Muto Prime, basically. What's Muto Prime, if you don't know, it's the Muto that was in Godzilla King of the Monsters. If you want to know about that, go look it up. Now, none of the other ones like Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah, and who else? Let me think about it. Who else? Behemoth, the spider nigga. A lot of other ones. Yeah. So none of them are awake right now. So currently it's nighttime. Godzilla is fighting Mutos and stuff like that. And that's happening right now as Goku is talking to these humans. They would then explain that, show a picture of Godzilla versus Mutos, and Godzilla, not Godzilla. Goku would get excited and says, "Ooh, I want to fight him." They say, "What, you want to what now?" He said he want to fight him. They say, "Why?" He said he looks strong. They say, "Yeah, okay." And he says, "Well, you are staying on my island, which means you are technically under my protection until you leave. So stay here as long as you want. Just don't disturb me in my sleeping times. And do not harm any of these people under my protection." He says that as he starts to float, everyone is shocked from seeing him float. He would just fly off. Now, this is the next day. Godzilla has defeated the Mutosaurus, and he is basically taking currently a power nap. As basically they start heading back because they need to come back to the company that they work for. They said that they got all the research they can get for this place. They need to head back. Now, Godzilla would wake up and he'd swim off to the ocean, presumably not to be found again. Now, flash forward a couple of years. Like 1 year actually. Godzilla will actually wash up on, Goku's island, not like wash up, like he would just show up. He start walking and walking until he gets to a place where he thinks he can rest. Now he knows he has his own kingdom that he can go to, but he just wants to rest right here, right now. And out of nowhere, someone comes in and he, flying. Then he says, lands down and stares up at Godzilla. Now Godzilla can feel his presence. He can feel his power, and it's just like him, Ghidorah, and he hasn't met Kong yet. It's like him, Ghidorah, and Mothra, because those are the three powerhouses, or the strongest of all of the kaiju. They are classified as alphas. That's what I'm going to say. So him, Ghidorah, and Mothra are classified as alphas. Some classified as betas. Others, all like that. Just go like a wolf pack would classify them by a wolf ranking. So alpha, beta, omega, something like that. I haven't watched anything that's had rankings like this in a while, so I do not remember all of the rankings. So I'm sorry. And Godzilla here, basically what he sees as this person that's very powerful. He starts to speak. He says, so you're that Godzilla fella from the TV, I presume. No, the phone that they said they had. Very interesting invention. Maybe I should get one. And he started, speaking with Godzilla. Godzilla sits down, seeing that the man is not basically provoking him or trying to fight him. He's just calmly talking to him. And they would proceed to talk for a while, or just one way talking with Godzilla nodding or something like that, because he cannot speak human. So after a while, they would actually fight. And Godzilla would actually see, Goku's strength. He'd feel it. He'd see that Goku was way stronger than him. And yeah, Goku was not as strong as he was from canon part. Like God series, like in Dragon Ball Super, he's not as that strong, but he is pretty strong. He's able to blow up a couple of planets, blow up half a galaxy, stuff like that. He's able to do stuff like that he can do in canon, but just without the God part, because he isn't as strong as God Goku. He is super strong though. Goku doesn't know the limits of his power, because his power really is unlimited. Because as long as he's alive, he can get stronger and stronger and stronger. Meaning he has no cap on his power. No cap. I don't know why I said that, so stupid. And Goku can continue to get power as long as he's alive. Meaning, with his semi-immortality, he can live for eons and still be powerful enough to basically wipe out this whole galaxy, or eventually get as strong as Zeno was, or some of the angels. Now, this is just a test. If you guys want to see this return, hit the like button. I'm going to say around, I don't know, just a couple of likes, comments, if you want to see this return. If not, just don't say anything. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.